Oh, I wish it was real.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
Wow!
Chummishland at Drayton Manor is where Chummers really comes alive. It's your exciting new home for Thomas and friends and Europe's only Chummishland. Total family entertainment for Chummers fans everywhere. It's full steam ahead to Chummishland at Drayton Manor. Share the magic of Soldier. Ah, Thomasland, the home of creepy animatronic engines and poorly mishandled props. Thomasland has always been a mystery to me. I honestly never really felt a huge urge to go there. I knew of it thanks to the DVD trailer and because of the way that they handle the props, but other than that, I never really had a huge desire to go there. However, one day, the Bluey 2, Trainmaster, and myself decided to go on our own journey beyond Ireland, seeing places like the Dean Forest Railway, the Welch Highland, the Vale of Rheidol, Thomasland, and getting to do some of the things I missed out on the last time I went to Talyllyn when I lost my car keys. Yes, I know everyone's been asking about my old car keys. I'm aware, but don't worry.
Yes, I will be leaving my keys here, as to never lose them.
This is going to be a video of firsts. Not only do I go to Thomasland, but I also went to many different railways, most of which I'd never been to before. Lots to talk about. So, let's begin. So like any great trip, our journey begins here at the Talyllyn Railway in Wales. And despite it being October, it was actually incredibly sunny. In the morning, we took Douglas up the line, where we got some wonderful shots of the railway. As I said, I'd missed out on quite a lot of the Talyllyn Railway the last time I went, so it was lovely just to take it all in. Eventually we got off at Dulgoch Falls, where I got the chance to explore the area for the first time. Getting to see the waterfall and the viaduct up close was really cool.
Wow.
And hey, when Douglas was on his return, we got some lovely shots of him going over the viaduct. And we also got some shots of Tom Rolt heading up the line. As we passed through Abergynolwyn station.
Abergynolwyn!
Here's my favourite station.
I highly recommend going to the railway during the off-peak season, as the Audrey events are so busy, but on an average day, the Talyllyn Railway is actually one of the most peaceful, relaxed, and easygoing places you can ever go to. There's also a lot of camper vans.
I am a happy camper! I'm a happy camper!
Back at Wharf, we saw Clayton and Toby.
Is it electric? Whoosh!
I also got this really cool mirror shot of Sir Hayden with his reflection in the puddle. And since it was Friday the 13th, I thought it would be funny to pose as Jason next to Sir Hayden. Sir Jason? Anyone? At the gift shop, there were loads of Bachmann engines, so naturally I got a Bachmann Percy. You'll understand why I bought him later in the video. Also at Wharf, we met Luke Ryan, who was kind enough to show us around the museum, where I saw Audrey's layout and the TV series prop of Scarlowy. I honestly didn't think we'd get the chance to see him, so major shout out to Luke for that. But oddly enough, that wasn't the coolest thing we saw at Wharf. So number one was out at Wharf that day, as posted online. However, we were up the line when she came out. So since we missed her, we asked very nicely and we got the chance to go inside the shed and look at her up close. And I must say, it was so cool seeing all the engines up close, especially Talyllyn, since she'd recently gotten her new livery. I'm incredibly grateful that the TR allowed us into the shed and allowed us to get such cool photos. They are definitely the railway with a heart of gold. So the next railway we went to was in Aberystwyth at the Vale of Rheidol Railway, where we made some more Father Ted memes.
Right, now one more. Steady.
I highly recommend going to the Vale of Rheidol, as there's some stunning views along the line.
I'm a happy camper!
There aren't even camper vans around here!
I also recommend going in the open top coaches, as you can stand up inside them, get much better views, and just enjoy the railway more.
I didn't know...
Eventually we arrived at Devil's Bridge, where we went to the gift shop.
Written by Michael Whitehouse. Michael Whitehouse? Oh. Huh.
And in the gift shop they also sell keychains.
This keychain will forever be on my key when I get back. After all, it was from Aberystwyth.
We also seen a skip in Aber. Now that's what you call Aber Skipworth.
I'd rather skip over this.
Skipping to the next day, we headed down to Portmadoc, and interestingly, on the way down, we seen a rainbow.
Ronan, that rainbow must be where my keys are.
Yeah.
At Portmadoc, we got the chance to see a Garrett locomotive, and I must say, they are pretty cool locos. We also got some cool shots of Percy as he was travelling down along the countryside.
I just got this Welsh book of Percy, and I'm actually really glad that I got it in Welsh, because if you look inside, you can see rain, 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 rain. A pretty accurate depiction of Wales. So, perfect.
And no joke, Trainmaster's uncle was also taking the train down the line, and he managed to get this really cool high five through the window as we were passing him.
Your uncle.
Now that was pretty cool. Now, while there were some lovely views on the Welsh Highland, I will say that the train ride does go on for quite a while. Like, I think by the end of the day we're all feeling pretty antsy, but regardless, it is still a very lovely railway to visit, and I highly recommend going.
Mrs. Cow!
Now, the next railway that we went to was seriously cool. So remember how I said that I got that Percy? Well, this was the reason why. Because I knew we were going down to the Dean Forest, I knew that we'd get the chance to meet Trojan. So I knew that I wanted to put a Backman Percy beside him, obviously. And I must say, the shots with him and Backman Percy are pretty cool.
The proportions are pretty accurate, aren't
They are actually.
Yeah.
I reckon you're right.
Only the bunker though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although all the Thomas stuff is slightly modified.
It's slightly off, like.
Also at the Dean Forest, we met Owen and Tom Allmark. Much like Luke Ryan, it was lovely to actually get a proper chance to talk with them. As I said, there's so much hustle and bustle at Audrey Extravaganza, so it's just nice to be able to meet up with them and have a proper conversation that isn't rushed. Now, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really expecting much from the Dean Forest since the line is so short, but it actually ended up being one of the highlights of the trip for me. Because the line is so short, you're able to squeeze in way more train rides, and as a consequence, I got to see way more locomotives than I would have normally. Now, I can't even mention the Dean Forest without mentioning Wilbert. Now, sadly, Wilbert has been shunted onto a siding and his boiler's been removed. I can understand why, since, you know, the austerities are such common tank engines, but it is still a shame to see him rusting away on a siding. Although I can understand, since his overhaul would cost a lot of money. But regardless, even if you can't see Wilbert, I still recommend going to the Dean Forest. One of the major highlights was riding inside the brake van of a goods train. I had never actually been inside a brake van goods train before, so it was super cool. Seeing all the standard gauge engines was kind of whiplashy, because the last few days we've been looking at narrow gauge engines, and then to be inside these big massive locomotives was very surprising, and it was a very surreal experience in a weird way.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
At the end of the line, we got some shots of a pannier and Trojan all lined up together. In fact, a Toad was in the yard too, which made our little Thomas brains go, oh look, it's Toad, and there's Percy, and there's Duck. It was really fun.
Percy's basis and Duck's basis.
We also joined Trojan for a quick pint, and I think he quite enjoyed it. And to pay us back for the pint, he took us back down the line. The day ended in a super cool way. We got to ride inside a Great Western saloon coach, and we got a front row seat of Trojan pulling the train back down the line.
That was quite fun.
Which was pretty damn cool, albeit very bumpy, since I believe Trojan is an industrial tank, so he wasn't necessarily designed to be pulling coaches. It was really cool having a front row seat like that. But the funniest thing to happen that day was when we saw a speedy skip.
And after he making a skip joke, the Aberystwyth, oh my god, that's too funny.
Overall, I had a pretty amazing time at the Dean Forest. It was super cool getting to meet Owen and Tom again. Also, major shout out to Tom for dropping us back to the station when our train got cancelled. For my first time at the Dean Forest, it was pretty cool. All made better by these lads. Alright, now on to the part everyone's been waiting for, Drayton Manor's Thomasland. Now, I've never really had any desire to go to Thomasland, since, you know, the closest thing to Thomasland in my opinion is like the Talyllyn Railway, but since we were passing through Birmingham, we figured why not.
yummy! Now, I know you're all going to be asking the same question. What about the props? How are the props doing? Did you see the props? Well, the simple answer is no, we didn't. The Winston ride was closed. We presume they closed it because they didn't want any more leaked photos of the new layout, as people had been leaking them constantly. So we just presumed that they closed it for that reason. There is a portal from the Winston ride that goes into the gift shop, which is the closest I could get. I know you're in there, Sam. Come out wherever you are. We also had a lot of fun in the gift shop too.
Why, hello, Adam. I've heard you've been a really useful engine today.
We saw DVDs. Wow, it's my favorite Thomas special ever! The solo race for the cup! For some reason, the gift shop was loaded with Rosie plushies. Speaking of Rosie, I actually got a photo with her. Everything's Rosie will come out someday, I promise. At Thomas Land, we met up with Northwesterner 4, who we previously met at Audrey. Now, the first ride I wanted to go on was the Troublesome Trucks one, since that was the only one I'd really known of since childhood. And yes, we did have some serious fun on that ride. Are we going to sing it again? But weirdly enough, that wasn't even my favorite ride. My favorite was the Captain one, since you can get the others wet with these cannons. You over there, I've got Dante over there targeting me. And I've got Will just like seething, ready for it. Oh no. Oh no! Oh! Will! You look a little wet there.
So do you. Yeah. He sprayed me a lot last time, and so when our boats were at a standstill, and I had him in my sights,
I got a good savage headshot of you. I was like,
yeah, you did get one. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we all got pretty wet. We also went on the Jeremy ride. With my today is my co-pilot. Co-pilot.
I'm the pilot.
I think you'll find I'm the pilot.
I'm the pilot.
I think you'll find I'm the down the mine pilot. Since me and Will got so wet from the Captain ride, we unironically wanted to try the All Engines Go water ride, just for kicks and giggles, and to basically piss off our friend Will Thomas. Although, I did end up regretting it about halfway through, since the ride is basically meant for little children. Hi Will! Best ride ever! 100... better than Classic Thomas, any day. Yeah. Better than the Railway series, you said it. But, you know, for the memes, I guess. Yeah, that's totally not terrifying or anything, yeah. Totally not terrifying. One of the cooler rides was the narrow gauge one, actually. It was so funny to me because not only had I seen the actual prop of Scarlow the other day, but I also got to see the real life basis for Scarlow, and then to be sitting inside this ride, yeah, that was pretty hilarious to me. What did you do? We also met Dante, aka the Lonely Locomotive, and since we both leaked the Series 10 bloopers, we thought it would be fitting that we get a picture with the policeman. In fact, I got loads of funny pictures with all of the figures. Dante was also very kind enough to give me a wooden railway Rosie. Thanks for that one, Dante. Our final train ride of the day was on Percy, where he took us down the line. Hi, Percy. You got a little. Ah, never mind. Hi. Again, pretty cool to see the contrast between this Percy and the quote-unquote real Trojan engine. And yeah, that was pretty much our whole journey beyond Ireland. I really enjoyed my time in the UK trip. It absolutely made up for the disastrous last time I went to Wales. Speaking of which... yes, my Aberystwyth keychain. It will forever be a memento of that glorious occasion. Kind of the shoulders and the head.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I wish it was real.
Yeah, I'd love to go and keep recording.
Oh, I wish it was real.
Yeah, I'd love to go. Now try a different, like...
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I wish it was real.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
wow! Wow! Wow!
Wow. Wow. Wow! Wow! Wow!
Welcome to Chumishland. Welcome to Chumishland. Welcome to Chumishland.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
Wow! Wow! Wow! That's a little bit creepy, that one. Wow!